In this lesson, we're going to introduce the idea of what a reference angle is. It plays a huge role when we start evaluating trig functions and looking for exact answers. Again, it's something that you might have seen in a unit circle kind of a thing, but it definitely is a huge role. It's talked about all the time. So let me give you a quick idea. We're going to draw a bunch of pictures on this thing. So it's the angle from the terminal side to the nearest x-axis, and that angle that we're going to be talking about is always positive and between 0 and 90 degrees. So, for example, we're going to find the reference angle. Alright, so if you were doing 210 degrees, visual is going to definitely help. So if we graph 210 degrees, we're going to go to 180, and then we're going to go to here. Your reference angle is going to be this angle right here. It's the difference basically between where we ended and the x-axis. Well, we're 30 degrees past, so our reference angle is 30 degrees. Alright, so we'll just do a couple, and then eventually you'll be doing this on almost all the types of problems when we ask for exact values when we're evaluating trig functions. So plenty of practice. So what if you had a negative 300 degrees? So same thing, I'm going to draw a picture. Negative is just the direction that we're going, so normally we would head in this direction. Negative is going in this direction. So this is 270 if you're going that direction, so that's negative 90, negative 180, negative 270. And then I'm basically 60 degrees shy of going all the way around. That idea of 60 degrees shy is our reference angle. So our reference angle equals 60 degrees. All right, and then maybe one more. So let's say you had 675 degrees. So remember that you could turn this into like a coterminal kind of an angle. 675 is going to be a little bit of a swirl all the way around, which is totally fine. But how about we get a little bit better feel for ourselves by cutting out 360 out of the thing? So let's cut one swirl out. So if we do that, we're going to get 315. So if we get 315, that is just a little bit nicer angle to draw. So the real angle, 675, just does this. That's what that 360 does. And now we're going 315 degrees past that. So 90, 180, 270, and 315 ends up being, so that's technically 675, ends up being 45 degrees, because if I compare these two, 315 degrees is 45 degrees shy of 360, which is definitely easier, I think, to think of than it was 45 degrees shy of 720 is probably what it would have been. So I cut the 360 out. It's just an angle that makes it a little bit easier and smoother for me to figure out. So that is my reference angle. So reference angle equaled 45 degrees. And that was a brief introduction to reference angles.